All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And first and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo-Hebrew names and in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. All right, the Lord's true Paleo-Hebrew name, the Father, his name is Yahweh. His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and these other false names, his name is Yahweh Shai. And with that, I'm going to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Ahar1. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters, pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. So as you can see, the title of this lesson is The Importance of the Brotherhood. And with that, I'm going to hop right into it. So this is first precept coming out of the book of Matthew chapter 12, and I'm starting at verse 46. It says, and this is speaking of Yahweh Shai. It says, while he yet talked to the people, and again that he is talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without desiring to speak with him. All right, so as Yahweh Shai was in the midst of people, teaching, relaying his word, his mother and his brethren, desired to speak with him. And it says, then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who is my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother, man. Because in this world, man, we have, fleshly family, family by blood, right? But when you come into this truth, man, you see that your in a sense, man, your real family, your true family are those that's doing the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. The ones that's pushing towards that same goal as you, salvation, man. Doing the will of the Father. Those that believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, those that's doing the work, those that's putting their best foot forward to walk in righteousness, to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Those that's relaying this word, man, studying, teaching, living this book, man. You find out that those are your, that's your true family, man, like your spiritual family. The ones striving for the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, the same as you, man. Because those are the ones that understand your walk. Those are the ones that understand your trials and tribulations and the adversity you face. Those are the ones that understand your goal. Those are the ones that understand your drive, your faith. Those are the ones that understand your mission, your purpose, your duty, right? Meanwhile, your family in the world, a lot of us have dealt with this, myself included. You try to bring this truth and teach to your blood family, the people you're related to by blood, and they'll turn an enemy to you, man. They'll buck up against you. You know what I'm saying? They'll mock, they'll scoff, they'll come up against you, come at you, look at you like you crazy, look at you like you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, man. All right. But when you grow into this truth, man, you soon see that, man, your real family, your spiritual family is those that's doing the work as you, man. Those that's doing the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, And it said, again, verse 48 of Matthew chapter 12, it says, but he answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother and who is my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. Right? Man, so in these times, hey, look at when you at camp, or even if you're not a part of the camp, look on the internet, look out into the world, man. The brothers that's teaching the same doctrine and like-mindedness and the same spirit, sincerely doing the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and faith and sincerity, man. Those your brothers, those your sisters, man. And if you are in the camp, man, next time you at camp, look to the left of you and look to the right of you, man. You know what I'm saying? That, man, that's your brothers, man. Like that spiritual family, that brotherhood, right? Because just like Yahweh Shai says, and he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples. You know what I'm saying? His brothers, those that was, seeking the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. and said, Behold my mother and my brethren, man. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. All right. So yes, you have fleshly family, blood related family, you know. But man, in this truth, in this walk, man, your real family per se is those that's your spiritual family, man. Those that's doing the will of the Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, in faith and in sincerity, right? Because like I said, they the ones that understand your walk, man. They understand your adversities, they understand your trials, your tribulations, they understand your duty, your purpose, your calling, they understand your faith. They understand what you're fighting for, man. And dang, what's that? It's either the Marines or the Army, man. One of them. Like once you're a Marine, you always a Marine. Like brothers in arms type of deal. It's the same thing in this truth, man. With people who doing it in truth and in sincerity, in the Lord's true names and teaching His true doctrine. We brothers in arms, man. You know, we fight in the same fight together, man. You know, you all man in times of war, like carnal war, man, you usually be closest to the brothers you done fought with, man. Are the men you have fought with, because y'all shed blood together, y'all cried together, y'all felt pain together, y'all, what I'm saying, y'all striving towards the same purpose together, so on and so forth. And again, the title of this lesson is the importance of the brotherhood, because when you understand this, man, the brothers you surrounded by, those that sincerely believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and pushing towards that mark, man, these are your brothers, man. So you're gonna treat it differently. You're gonna care for it and overall just treat it differently, man. Because the brotherhood is important, man. That's it's not only a support system, because but it's also it's protection within it. It's support within it, is guidance within it, is examples that have already been set and laid, within it, is order within it, is love within it, is unity within it, so the brotherhood is very important, man. And if you ever seen the movie 300, there's this one of my favorite scenes is it's a scene, the 300 Spartans, which was Jake's, according to the scriptures. They was Israelites, but the scene where the 300 Spartans, they traveling to the Heart Gates, to meet the Persians, and the humpback, he been following them, and he get an audience with King Leonidas, and he wants to join the Spartans. He want to fight with them, right? He want to be he want to be man at arms with the Spartans. He want to be brothers with the Spartans. So the king Leonidas, he asked him to raise his shield, right? But the humpback is not able to raise his shield, And then the king says, hey, we can't use you because the way we fight, right? And then if you understand how Spartans fought, they fought in a phalanx formation, which means the shields of the warriors, the soldiers, they overlap each other. So my brother's shield is protecting me. My shield is protecting the next brother. His shield is protecting the next brother, so on and so forth. But the humpback, he wasn't able to join the Spartans because he wasn't able to lift his shield. Therefore, he wouldn't be able to. He wasn't able to properly fight. He wasn't able to. He wouldn't have been able to protect his fellow brother. He wouldn't be able to fight the same, man. He wouldn't have he didn't have the proper understanding of the brotherhood and how the Spartans fought, man. Con, man. I don't know. That's just a good scene because he just wasn't able to join because he wouldn't have been able to protect his fellow brother. He wouldn't have been able to fight alongside his fellow brother effectively, right? And I just brought it out to show you how important the brotherhood is, because that scene, the brotherhood is so important, right? That army, that unit is so important that even though this dude, he got the spirit, like he got the spirit to fight, he got the will to fight, right? But allowing him in will ultimately hurt the brotherhood, It will ultimately hurt the unit, the army. you know so it just man, just show you how important, uh in a spiritual sense, it shows you how important this brotherhood is, because if somebody, you know uh coming along and they not, they're not able to lift that shield, or swing that sword in a spiritual sense, or if they not right in the spirit, man, they're not right in the mind, they're entangled with the affairs of this life, or whatever the case may be, man. They're not gonna be able to properly fight, alongside you, man. They're not gonna be able to properly um, move within this truth, man, and looking out and protecting and looking out for other brothers, and making sure is order and unity, and we moving in unison. Um, and again, just going into the importance of the brotherhood, man. Salaki if I'm rambling. Lord willing, this lesson, is makes sense and is edifying. But it says, this is the book of Psalms 133 and verse 1. It says, "Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity," man. Right? Because it's a good and pleasant thing, man, in the sight of the Lord, for brothers to be dwelling together in unity. You get what I'm saying? A brotherhood, has to dwell together in unity. That's primarily, what makes it that brotherhood, man. A body of people moving in one mind and one likeness, towards a common goal, a common cause, a common purpose, right? You know, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And especially to be unified together, through the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and doing the will of our Father, man, doing His work. Even that is even more so to be unified together within that, you know. So it's a man, it's a good thing, man, to for brothers to dwell in unity, man, doing the will of the Lord, the work of the Lord. It's a beautiful thing, right? And the main point I wanted to get here is how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity, and in one mind, in one likeness, and I want to just bring that out because, hey, and again, that's the importance of the brotherhood, because if you got somebody, you know, uh, if you got somebody, coming in and they not moving in that unity sense, what I'm saying? They don't want to move in order. They don't want to move in brotherly love. They don't want to move in that in that direction that everybody else is going. They can't be a part of the fold. They can't be a part of the brotherhood, because that's ultimately damaging the brotherhood, man. You afflicting brothers, or causing strife or confusion, whatever the case may be, you know. But that brotherhood has to dwell in unity, man, in order for it to properly operate. In order for it to properly serve the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. You know, and come on, I'm gonna keep the ball rolling. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 1, and it says, and it's simple, straight to the point. It says, "Let brotherly love continue," man. Let brotherly love continue. And that brotherly love, man, is man, looking out for your fellow brothers, man, remaining brotherly. You know, not using or manipulating or getting over on or lying on your brothers, or playing the victim, or whatever the case may be, man. Let brotherly love continue, man, because hey, if you see your brother as, what I'm saying, if you see him as a brother, man, you're gonna see the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua within him. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna treat your brother, any wrong way, because that would be like treating the Lord, man, the wrong way. You offending one of His little ones. You know, so that brotherly love, man. Treating your brothers with care and respect and love, man. Care. You know, um, it's just that simple, man. You're gonna be attentive to the brotherhood. You're gonna be mindful of the brotherhood. You're gonna be careful, and how you deal with the brotherhood, man. You know, because that unity and that that brotherly, like this body is man is important, you know. And I remember before I came, and before I found, I'll say before the Lord led me to the Lions Den camp here in Jacksonville, man. It used to be nights, I'm like dead serious. It used to be nights where I was in tears, like praying to the Lord to be led to like-minded people and like-minded brothers, because being seemingly alone in this world, you know what I'm saying, when the Lord started to wake you up, is lonely, is lonely, you facing enemies from everywhere, your family, because you just come into the truth, so you trying to tell your family, your friends, your people, your co-workers, you facing adversity and tribulation from every side, and don't nobody understand you because they not in the truth, man. They don't, what I'm saying, they don't have the Lord. They not within the fold, they not within the brotherhood. So I used to pray, man, for the Lord to lead me to like-minded people, like-minded brothers to dwell with, not only for the unity and the brotherhood of it, the unification of it, but also just for the guidance of it, man. Because hey, just seeking unto wise counsel. You want to learn more, you want to increase more, and to do that, you got to get around people who know more than you. You know, and that's how why the brotherhood is so important, man. Because you got the elder, you know, who's been poured into by the elders and the apostles and so on and so forth. You got an elder pouring into the bishop. You got a bishop pouring into younger brothers in the truth. You got those brothers pouring into the younger brothers in the truth, like so on and so forth, man. It's a beautiful thing, man, to have that unity and brotherhood, man. Because it's a lot within it. You know, like I said, man, it's guidance, it's protection, is wisdom, is knowledge, is understanding, is care, is love. You know, um, and that's an important thing, man. Because we don't receive any comfort in this world. You know, we receive no comfort in this world, man. But hey, you can go, your whole week can be hell, right? And you get to the camp, you get around brothers, and it seems like all that just fade away because you're around people who understand what you're going through. You're around people who understand what you're pushing for. You're around people who understand, you know, uh, you, you know, they understand your duty, your purpose, your faith, you know, it's just a beautiful thing, man. The brotherhood is important, so you should treat it as such. It is my point, you know, not putting anything over the brotherhood, not putting anything before your brothers, man. And ultimately, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh, you know, it all go hand in hand. And I'm gonna keep moving forward. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, Salakia, chapter 13, and verse 16. And it says, all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. All right, so it says all flesh consorteth according to kind, right? So you see lions dwelling with lions, you see wolves dwelling with wolves, pigeons with pigeons, so like your buffalo with buffalo, foxes with foxes, so on and so forth. And it says, and a man will cleave to his like, right? Because somebody who sincerely striving for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, doing the will and the work of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is not going to cleave into, somebody in the world worshiping the moon and the stars, right? Or somebody who is not doing the will of the Lord, who is not doing the work of the Lord, somebody who is not being brotherly, somebody who is not um, um, being attentive and mindful and careful of the brotherhood, So it says all flesh consorteth according to kind, right? And that's also the importance of the brotherhood, because the brotherhood is brothers dwelling in unity, consorting to their kind, you want to dwell with brothers who doing the work. You want to dwell with brothers who what I'm saying, actively doing the work in the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You want to dwell with brothers who being brotherly. You want to dwell with brothers who are mindful and careful of how they treat the brotherhood. You want to dwell with brothers who are in order and allowing all things to be done decently in order. You want to be around brothers who following leadership correctly and just following and adding to the foundation that's already been laid. That's who you want to be around. Right, and that's why it says all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. Right, because I tell you what, you come into the Lions Den camp. Yeah, we all got different personalities and interests and hobbies, right? But we all consort of, to our kind, man. We all striving for salvation, man. We all striving for the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We all have like spirits when it comes to that, you know. So, and we treat the brotherhood as such, So, again, just doing this lesson on how important the brotherhood is, man. You know, and something the elder always says in this camp is this is not his camp. This is Yahweh Shai's camp. You understand? So it's like if you really understand that, if you really believe that, if you really see it, man, you're gonna treat it as such. Not just being quick to say it out your mouth like, hey man, we brothers, man, da 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 da, but your actions, showing the complete opposite. You want to treat this brotherhood with love and care and mindfulness, and you know, and also transparency, because because when you truly love somebody and you deal with them, man, you can always be transparent and like tell them the truth. And that's another thing that elders say in this camp. We always remain transparent. So if it's a problem, if it's a disagreement, if there's any tension or whatever, it gets dealt with then and there. In the spirit of transparency. Being real with one another. And a brother Thanyala did a good lesson on that a while ago, not too long ago, but a couple weeks ago. Of treating a brother like a brother and not a homeboy. Because a homeboy, you are allowed to get away with like slack and so on and so forth. But a brother, it's correction there. Like, hey, bro, hey, come on, get on point. Hey, bro, lift that shield. Hey, swing that sword. Hey, don't go that way. You know what I'm saying? You deal with it entirely different, man. Con. And dang, Salakia. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 3. I'm gonna end it with this one. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Right? And the answer is no, man. That's a rhetorical question. A question that doesn't need an answer. Because how can we walk together if we not agreed? I'm walking in accordance to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You walking in accordance to the world. We can't walk together. We gonna disagree. We're gonna bump heads. We're gonna at some point gonna have to go separate ways because our goals, our focus is not aligned. And I brought this out in correlation to the importance of the brotherhood, right? Because again, man, how can two walk together except they be agreed? How if everybody over here is being brotherly and unified, but you over here being not brotherly, and wanting to separate yourself or whatever the case may be, man, how can we walk together? How can we do it together? If these brothers over here doing the work, and you not, how can you expect y'all to walk together? If these brothers have been moving in the spirit, man, and forgiving and moving on through the spirit, and you still dwelling on past things and being weighed down by, how can we walk? How can we move forward together, man? Within the brotherhood, everybody is on one accord. So when one person is off, it can throw the whole brotherhood off. It can throw the whole camp off. It can throw the whole unit off. Going back to that analogy of the 300 Spartans and the humpback. If one person is out of tune, out of sync, it can throw the whole regiment, the whole brotherhood, the whole unit off. So as far as the brotherhood, and the importance of it, everybody is agreed in the same mindset, in the same spirit, in the same heart, moving towards that common goal, that common purpose of doing the will and the work of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And Khan, man, the, the the brotherhood is important. You know, treating your brothers like brothers, being mindful, being careful, being loving and thoughtful. You know, not being a pushover. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you're gonna correct your brother. You're gonna be transparent with your brothers and so on and so forth. But you know, the brotherhood is important, man. You know, and Khan, I pray and hope that the message of this lesson got through, and I also pray and hope that it was edifying and or encouraging. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.